We're going to get started with iOS. I'd like to introduce Craig Federighi. Craig.
You guessed it, iOS 12. Now, in fact, half of our customers upgraded to iOS 11 in just 7 weeks. It's incredible. And so for iOS 12, we are doubling down on performance. iOS 12 will be available on all the same devices as iOS 11. And we have a lot to cover today, and it starts with augmented reality. You know, yeah. And in iOS 12, we wanted to make an easy way to experience AR across the system. At Pixar, and together, we created a new file format for AR. It's called USDZ. Now, you can use USDZ across the system, from the Files app to Safari, to even sharing them over messages and mail. And what's great is you can place these 3D objects into the real world. It's something that's like AR Quick Look. It's really awesome. Measure. It makes it really easy to measure objects, detect rectangles, and get their dimensions. You see, I can easily measure along this suitcase by just tapping and dragging out a line like that. And check that out. It's a measurement. Dragging down to the bottom like that. Isn't that cool? I can just tap and get, oh yeah, cute little baby, wasn't I? And you can get measurements just like that. It's really fantastic. So here I am at the Fender website, and they actually let you configure your guitar with the kind of finish and pick guard that you want. And then I can see the guitar I've configured. So I'm just gonna tap in. Of course, I can see the guitar here, but wouldn't it be cool if I could see it in the real world, in its real size? Well, there it is. Check that out. Now, check out how both players and even a third observer can all experience the same environment in real time. It's really fun. And that's a quick look at USDZ and Measure in iOS 12. We wanted to make Siri able to do much more for you. And we're doing that by taking advantage of the power of apps with a new feature we call shortcuts. Now, with shortcuts, any app can expose quick actions to Siri. Let's look at some examples. Now, say you have the Tile app because you're always losing your keys. Well, the Tile app can expose the option to add a shortcut to Siri. You can assign your own phrase, such as, I lost my keys, would be a good choice. And when you then say it, Siri will automatically activate Tile and show you right in the Siri UI, start ringing your Tile just like that. It's really great. You know, with millions of apps, Shortcut enables incredible possibilities for how you use Siri.
Start in the gallery, where there's hundreds of pre-made shortcuts that you can download, or we can hop over to the library, and I've got a bunch of shortcuts here, but I want to show you my heading home shortcut. You can see that it's just really a series of steps. It grabs my location and my travel time, and it sends my ETA to my roommate. It sets my HomeKit thermostat to 70 degrees, and it turns on my fan. And last, it gets directions home with Apple Maps with the best route to avoid traffic. I've already added this shortcut to Siri with the custom phrase heading home, so now, whenever I leave work, I can just say, heading home.
You will get there in 1 hour. I sent a message to Cheryl. Your thermostat is set to 70 degrees, and I turned on the fan, playing KQED radio.
Next, let's talk about apps. And to tell you about the latest, I'm going to hand it off to Susan. Susan.
I'm excited to tell you about some great updates in some of our most popular apps, starting with one of my favorites, News. So, News is a personalized feed where you can see all the stories you want to read pulled together from trusted sources. Our top stories are handpicked by the Apple News editorial team to make a great collection of curated content. With our new Browse tab, you can discover new channels and topics, and we've made it even easier to jump to your favorites, because that's why they're your favorites, right?
Well, Now I'd like to take a moment to talk about something that's on a lot of people's minds lately. But some apps demand more of our attention than we might even realize. They beg us to use our phone when we really should be occupying ourselves with something else. They send us flurries of notifications. We've thought deeply about this, and today we're announcing a comprehensive set of built-in features to help you limit distraction, focus, and understand how you're spending your time. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and you look at your phone, maybe just to check the time, and you're confronted with something like this. Barrage of notifications that spin you up and keep you from falling back asleep. And so we're introducing Do Not Disturb during bedtime, where all you'll see is this. Next, I want to talk about notifications. So I'm thrilled to announce that we're bringing to iOS support for grouped notifications. You can tap in and look at a particular group, but of course, just as important, with a single swipe, you can triage a whole group of notifications away. You get a summary of the time you're spending in apps, how much time you're spending, how often per hour you're picking up your phone and what's drawing you in. And for them, we've created app limits. So if in your activity report, you see an app where you might want to be spending a little bit less time, well, you can set your own limit. And then during the day, when you're using the app, you'll receive a helpful notification letting you know time is almost up. We know this is something that can help families achieve the right balance for them. And of course, it starts with providing your kids with great information so they get an activity report of their own. But as a parent, you get one as well on your device. And based on what you see, you have the option of creating allowances. And you can also limit your kids' time in apps by category or by individual app. And this year, we're taking Animoji to a whole new level, the breakthrough new technology we call tongue detection. This. We're all going to be sticking out our tongues to our phones in the near future. We wanted to take Animoji even further by making them even more personal. So I'm thrilled today to announce the arrival of the era of Memoji. With Memoji, you can create your very own personalized Animoji.
The real Goldilocks scenario. Yeah, these are just right. On to the main event. There are so many hairstyles to choose from. First, I'm gonna grab my color. Maybe not for today. I think I need 2 lenses. These are the ones. Now that I have frames, I'm gonna tint my lenses to make a great pair of sunglasses.
Now, this year, FaceTime is going to take a big leap forward because today we're introducing Group FaceTime. What you probably noticed is when Lauren spoke, her tile automatically got larger to reflect her prominence in the conversation. This is totally automatic. Hey, Roberto, how's it going back there in Cupertino?
I'd say it's going pretty well. And Lauren, sorry for stealing your spotlight.
So that's FaceTime and Messages, and this is iOS 12. Improved performance, new AR experiences, Siri suggestions, screen time, Memoji and fun effects in the Messages camera, and Group FaceTime. I hope you like it. I'm going to hand it back to Tim. Thank you.
We're excited to introduce watchOS 5 today, which brings even more ways for you to stay active and connected. And I'd like to hand it off to Kevin Lynch to tell you all about it. Kevin?
Many of you love the excitement of good old-fashioned competition, though. So in watchOS 5, you can challenge any of your activity-sharing friends to a 7-day competition whenever you would like. We're really excited to bring more enhancements to workouts in watchOS 5, starting with a new workout type for yoga. Now, this works primarily from your heart rate. Now, we've also added a new workout type for hiking. In addition to current and average pace, you now have the option to keep track of your rolling mile pace, which is how fast you ran the immediately preceding mile. So all these new features, activity competitions, the new yoga and hiking workout, new features for runners and automatic workout detection are all enabling you to more accurately track your workouts and stay motivated while you do. In watchOS 5, you'll have an entirely new way to communicate on your watch. That's real-time voice, but with the spontaneity of short messaging.
Maybe.
I cannot wait till you go to college.
Introducing Walkie-Talkie. This is a new app on Apple Watch. It's a fun, easy way to talk with friends and family. Let's take a look at how it works. First, you choose who you'd like to enable Walkie-Talkie with, and it suggests some people that you often communicate with, so you can easily add them. If they accept, then you can speak to each other with Walkie-Talkie whenever you like. And to do this, you just press to talk, and then your friend can hear your voice, just like a walkie-talkie.
Next up is Apple TV. Jen?
Thanks, Tim. There are also many 4K and HDR TV shows available from popular services like Amazon Prime Video and Netflix. And we know what makes for an amazing cinematic experience is not just great picture quality, it's also incredible sound. So Apple TV 4K is bringing you the latest in audio technology. Dolby Atmos.
Next up is the Mac. At Apple, today we're excited to take Mac a huge leap forward. The next version of macOS is chock full of new features inspired by pro users, but designed for everyone. I'd like to bring Craig back up to talk about it. Craig?
Well, this year, we've made some striking changes to macOS. Our next release of macOS is macOS Mojave. So here we are live in macOS Mojave. And I'd like to show you a new side of Mojave. We call it dark mode. And this is great not just for photography, but when working on presentations or documents. It's also great doing ordinary things if maybe you're working in a dark environment. You just look at calendar. So crucial how many of us use our Macs. When we have files that we're actively working on, we often put them on the desktop, but the result can be a desktop that looks something like this. And so now in Mojave, we have a really great solution, and we call it desktop stacks. All of the contents of your desktop are automatically arranged into these stacks. When it comes to capturing content, we all walk around with one of the best content capture devices in the world in our pockets, our phones. And so we wanted to take advantage of continuity to bring that to the Mac with a feature we call Continuity Camera. Let me show you how it works. So here in my Keynote presentation, I have a space that's just waiting for a new photo. And I have my phone right here. Well, when I select this object, I can choose to take a photo. It automatically, immediately lights up, ready to take a photo. So I can take one like this. And when I do, I can select Use Photo, and it appears directly in my document. Isn't that cool? We are bringing news to the Mac. Now, you get your stock prices combined with high-quality business news. It's delivered from Apple News. We're also bringing voice memos to the Mac.
We love the work you do and the impact that it has on the world. It inspires all of us at Apple deeply every day. On behalf of everyone at Apple, thank you.